Hi, everybody, and welcome to Advanced Concepts in Biotensegrity. It's the 31st of May today, our scheduled last,
Of March.
but we're going to add one more final meeting at the end. We just haven't determined that date yet. I should be able to get back to you with that date rather soon. Is my connection okay? I just got a sign that said connection unstable. I'm good. Super. So today is different than the other seminars we have planned, and that is we have three people. Bob, then Mary, then Colby are going to be presenting their summary of the projects they're working on. But first, I want to pass the mic over to Susan.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, everybody. I know there isn't a lot of time for it, but I kind of feel like if something's come up for me that's important, um, that could have future importance for at least some of you. Um, so when you get your name on a paper in a peer-reviewed journal and, sprinkled with that particular kind of fairy dust, um, you start getting email that, with any luck, goes to your junk box all the time. We would love to invite you to our conference. Please submit a paper to our journal. And these journals and conferences all have very official sounding names. Um, you know, the American Journal of Physiology. I'm just making up. They have names like that. You think, oh, that sounds, these are predatory. So something in the last several years has emerged in academia: predatory journals, predatory conferences, and they're money-making opportunities for people. And the first thing I do is I take the name of the organization if I think it's a serious one. I now have gotten enough of these that I know uh, when they're, certain signs when they're really clearly fake or not reputable companies. But I just put in the name of the organization and the word predatory and, do the search. And there's a website of somebody who, tracks all of this. And you can go and look them up. Now, yesterday, when Bob and I started our meeting, he said, "Congratulations on getting your paper accepted." I said, "What are you talking about?" And it's been on ResearchGate. There's not from a predatory journal, from a reputable journal, an abstract with a DOI number and a title very similar to Bouncing Bones paper that was published in Frontiers in Physiology. And that came out. Okay. Now, I was completely confused, but I've been part of an email exchange with the Journal of Mechanics in Medicine and Biology recently, and there seems to be an administrative glitch on their part, which I'm in the process of putting together a very detailed email about. The Journal of Mechanics and in Medicine and Biology had published one of their more successful papers is a paper from Steve. When we wrote Bouncing Bones, that was the first one we submitted to. I had forgotten the name, I had forgotten it, but we submitted the paper in October of 2023. We were asked to withdraw the paper in March of 2024. We then submitted it to another journal. It was not accepted there either. This happens. And then we submitted it to Frontiers, who accepted it. We went through the peer review process and it was published in September 2024. In August of 2025, I got an email that my paper had been accepted by the Journal of Mechanics in Medicine and Biology. I wrote back to them the same day. I said, we don't have a relationship. You know, the paper that you seem to be talking about was published in September of 2024. And it was done on open access and da 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 da. Nothing back. March 2025, the other day. I mean,
26 or
sorry,
25?
sorry, March 25th, 2026, the other day. I get an email from somebody at JMMB saying, please review the final proof of your paper before we publish it. And I wrote back and I said, I don't know who you are. I'm not, I don't open files, attachments from people I don't know. And we don't have a relationship. Yesterday, I got email from somebody else in the organization saying that they had noticed that I had sent the same paper to several different journals at once, and that this is a violation of, ethics in the community. So something glitchy happened at JMMB. They pulled up a paper that was submitted in 2023 and withdrawn, rejected in March of 2024. They printed the abstract. They got a DOI number for it, which is a nonprofit organization that assigns papers and preprints numbers. It's kind of like Bowker does for books and such. Okay. So it's a unique identifier number. DOI is a nonprofit organization that does this. They got a DO, they assigned it a DOI number. They printed the abstract from the 2023 submission and they put it up and out there. So people on ResearchGate are seeing it. It's on their website. So now I'm putting together an email that says, that's going to include the the quality control or research integrity teams from Frontiers, where it has been published, from their own organization, including DOI as an organization. Because basically, my feeling is in the past, when I wrote to them and I said, you don't have a paper for me that is going on, is being submitted right now, they just ignored that. That email even says the peer review information is below, and there was nothing there. So this never went through their peer review process, but somehow they've pushed it forward. So I don't know what's going on, but I was very glad that I had my notes about where and when it had been submitted and rejected,
Mhm.
because for them to accuse Steve and I of submitting it to several journals at once is a serious charge in terms of
Mhm.
academic integrity. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I thought you should all know about it. If you're on ResearchGate and you see this pop up, please do not recommend it, because it is, I think it's an inadvertent clerical glitch, but it's a kind of a fraudulent item right now.
And like Susan said, keep notes or keep your emails, and you never know when you might need them to refer to. Go ahead, Jason. Oh, he's frozen? Or is it me that's freezing?
Okay. So, well, we're going to go ahead because we're very short on time today. So I'm going to turn it over to Bob, and we'll see how long it takes and how much time we've got for questions. I'll do
And,
them.
and sorry, with that in mind, we're going to give everybody 25 minutes for up to, you don't have to take the full 25 for your presentation and Q&A. So that means if you have your presentation in 15 minutes, you've got a little bit more time for your Q&A. Yeah. And I tried to put a timer on my Zoom, but I didn't do it well. So I'll just raise my phone up when you're getting every 5 minutes or something. Let me just take care of my blinds here so you can actually read it.
I would say
Okay.
let people know after 20 minutes if they're still presenting that we've only got five left. And then they can decide whether they want to cut the
Okay, then
presentation.
I'll just
Yeah,
do this if you got or
yeah,
seven if you've got 7 minutes left and it
yeah,
says
exactly. And then they can decide whether they want to
okay, great.
end the presentation and do a Q&A or just continue to present and leave Q&A for online.
Okay, great. Go ahead, Bob. I'm going to mute myself so I don't disturb things.
Okay, and I will share my screen and just for Susan's stories, I said yes, I got an email from ResearchGate saying Graham Scarr recommended you read this paper. I said, oh, this title seems familiar. Maybe they updated the Bouncing Bones paper, but that didn't turn out to be true.